Hey guys, so today I am back doing my 1 month hair update. Now for those of you who are just tuning in, or for those of you who are new to my channel, first off, welcome aboard or welcome back. I recently went through a hair restoration procedure and I'll leave a link to the video of where I talked about my issue here for you guys. But in this video, I'm going to be talking about my procedure, what I had to do after to recover, and what I'm currently doing now. So this might be a longer video than I'm used to making, so grab yourself a cup of tea, a cup of hot chocolate, some coffee, or maybe even a little bit of wine. Get yourself a little nice and just sit back and watch me talk. So the day of my procedure was February 20th and my appointment time was for 10 a.m. in the morning. Alan actually came by, and he lives in New Jersey, so he came by because he was gonna be the one to drive me there and drive me back. And he was, well, first off, I have to say, Alan was such a huge help to me. Like, he was so clutch during this time, and I just really appreciate him, and I love him from the bottom of my heart, from the depths of my soul. And by the way, he has a YouTube channel. Go check him out. He's really good. His video quality is way better than mine. So I'll leave a link to his channel down below or somewhere here. Okay. So before Alan drove me to the doctor's office, which was in Great Neck, I had to make sure I ate something because she was going to give me some pain medication before she injected my head with local anesthesia. So we arrived there 30 minutes prior. The facility was so modern, so sleek, and it was just Alan and I in the office. And I really love that because I felt like her attention was completely devoted to me, and I definitely needed that, especially for this procedure. She took me into her office maybe about 30 minutes into waiting, and basically she explained to me the entire procedure from start to finish. And while she was explaining it to me, she gave me 2 Valium pills and 1 Vicodin pill, so that way I could relax and loosen up a bit. After the drugs, took effect, she then took me to the procedure room, which was a really nice room. It was just 1 chair in the middle and there was lots of light. There were TVs there, so she turned on the TV for me. And she also had 2 technicians from Florida come up to do the transplant of the follicles from the back to the front. Another thing I have to mention was that it was very important for me to wear a button-down shirt because during my recovery period, I really am not supposed to wear anything that I have to pull off or put on due to it possibly disrupting the grafts. The procedure started maybe 30 to 45 minutes of us coming into the office. So the first thing they did was figure out where they wanted to remove the follicles from in the back of my head. Once they figured that out, they proceeded to shave a row in the back, and well, I was able to keep the hair, and I'll show you the hair in a little bit. So my doctor gave me my hair and she put it in this bag for me, and let me just take it out real quick to show you. So I don't know if you can see all of this good. And it smells nice too. You're probably wondering how many locks they took off from the back. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They should have made it an even 10. I feel weird just having 9. These are my locks that she took. I don't know if you can see. These are all the locks that she took. But this is some really good hair. Like, it's really strong, really sturdy, really thick, really good. That's that good. All right. So they shaved a row of locks in the back, and I didn't cry. It was weird though, because I kind of felt like it was an outer body experience for me. Like, it was just really weird. Like, I've had my locks for such a long time, and to hold them in my hands and just look at them detached from my body just kind of felt weird, She then proceeded to give me local anesthesia, and it hurt. I'm not a fan of needles at all. this ish hurt. It brought tears to my eyes. But after like 5-10 minutes, I did not feel a thing. So they removed bits of my scalp from the back, and she then gave it to the 2 technicians, and they separated and cut each follicle and put it in a tray so that it can be ready for transplanting in the front. During that time, I was watching Norman Bates Hotel. They put it on for me on Netflix. They were super nice. Not only did they have me watch TV and like made Alan feel comfortable in the waiting room, they even bought us lunch. So I was very grateful for that. After she removed bits of my scalp, she then sewed up the back of my head and just packaged it up. I ended up going to another room because that room was really cold. So we went to another room to do the transplant in the front. And again, she had to inject me with local anesthesia. That ish was so painful to me. The 2 technicians created slits, tiny little incisions like in the front to put the hair follicles, so that way the follicles are there, you know? So they did that process, and I want to say the entire procedure took maybe 6 hours. At the end of it all, when I saw myself, I felt just so insecure. I looked like Frankenstein, you know, because they're like bits and pieces of blood, and just, it wasn't cute, you know what I mean? I had to walk out like that. But before I left her office, she did tell me that everything up here looked really great, really amazing. The technicians really took their time with me, and they were really sweet. They're 2 women, so they were very understanding of my issue. I just appreciated everything about Osei staff and how she treated me and all of that. So kudos to Osei, and as a matter of fact, I'm going to be interviewing her in the coming weeks, so that way you get to meet her. She's like my bestie. So Dr. Osei gave me a couple things before I left. She gave me some saline solution, which I had to apply to the front area to prevent the scabs from crusting over, and I had to apply it every 30 minutes to an hour. For the back, I had to leave it alone for 3 days, and after 3 days, I could wash my hair like normal. Now, she did give me specific instructions on how to wash my hair. As far as washing of my hair, I had to use only baby shampoo. She suggested Johnson & Johnson baby shampoo, so I had to get that. She gave me some antibiotics and some pain meds. Well, she gave me two types of pain meds, but one of them being Vicodin, but I never even used the Vicodin. Alan actually took me to the Target right after the procedure, and he went into the Target. I didn't have to go inside looking all cray-cray. He got me all my prescriptions. He got the baby shampoo. He got everything for me, and I just, ooh, he's my heart, yo. He's my heart. Another thing that the doctor told me to do was to sleep at a 45-degree angle for 3 to 4 days. Well, I actually end up sleeping on the couch for a week because I didn't want the grafts to mess up. This area up front had to heal properly, so once the incisions close, the follicles are like in there and they become one with the front of your head. I wanted to make sure that the follicles weren't disrupted, and so that's why I slept at a 45-degree angle for a week. About 10 to 14 days later, after my procedure, I was able to go see the doctor to get my sutures removed in the back. So after she removed the sutures, she said everything looked fine. I did have some crusting, aka scabbing, in the back, which just means that I have to just let the shampoo soak in for a little longer while I do everything else I need to do in the shower, just so the scab can loosen up and fall off naturally. The scabs in the front, she says, also looks really good. Everything fell off mostly within the 10 to 14 day period up here. Also, after the doctor removed the sutures in the back, she recommended that I take a couple things to help promote hair growth. The first one being that I take men's Rogaine, and I take that once a day. I usually put it on at night just in the front area to promote hair growth. She also suggested some vitamins that I take, so I'm taking iron, vitamin D, and fish oil, and I take that every single day, no fail. As far as the back of my head, she recommends that I use Mederma, which helps to minimize and smooth out scars. So there's like a scar in the back, but taking the Mederma, I use the Mederma once a day, and I usually use it at night. This is what I'm looking like right now. I'm still not comfortable wearing my hair out like this just yet. I did wear it like this one time for work, but I've been using mainly headbands, and I have a lot of headbands. Now, as far as seeing hair growth, she says it would take 6 months to a year to see the full potential of the hair growth. I'm really excited. I've already completed 1 month, and so April, May, June, July, August, maybe around August I can see some really good growth. But I'm thinking about maybe doing this update once a month, just so you can see my progress and all of that. I don't know if you want to see all of that. I don't know if you'd be annoyed with me coming to you once a month with this hair update. Let me know in the comments section. There are a couple things I want to mention. The first being the scabs in the front. Now, you're supposed to use the saline solution every 30 minutes to an hour, and that finished, I want to say, maybe about a week later. I would do it constantly. I didn't have to do it when I was asleep, obviously, because I was asleep, but when I was up and active, I would have to spray the front with the saline solution, and that's what I did. After a couple of days, it started to get itchy, but that's just how it is when your body is healing from something and there's scabs. It's supposed to be itchy, but you're not supposed to itch it. So I did my very best, and actually the saline solution really helped with that, because whenever it was itchy, I would just spray the saline solution and it worked out perfectly for me. Another thing I want to mention is that the antibiotics that my dermatologist gave me was affecting my colon. So for those of you who don't know, I have ulcerative colitis, which is a colon issue, and certain things cause flare-ups, one of them being antibiotics. And I had to take those antibiotics for like 3 days, twice a day for 3 days, and I was not feeling good. I was in pain and everything, and so I was just really glad to finish taking the antibiotics. I use aloe vera. I have an aloe vera plant that I use from time to time for my face, for my hair, for my colon. So I just mixed it in some of my smoothies, and my tummy ache was so much better. My tummy ache was pretty much gone. I do have some questions. I did post on my Instagram if any of you guys had questions, so I'm gonna read a couple of questions off and try to answer them as best as I can. So Mrs. Mel Z24 asks, just watched the video. How was the recovery? The recovery process was actually really good. I only experienced pain on the very first day, and after that, I did not experience any sort of pain. But the day of the procedure, after all of the anesthesia and after all the drugs were off, I had a massive headache. And so when Alan went to go pick up my medication, I was just so thankful. I took it, and I felt so much better. By the way, Marsha, sweet Marsha here on YouTube, she actually came to see me, and she brought some really awesome snacks for me to munch on, and I just really appreciate her too. So Marsha, if you're watching this, thank you so much for being a friend. So Killa Does That says, beautiful. Question, do you plan on creating new locks or adding the newly grown hairs to your already existing locks? By the way, Killa Does That on Instagram is Keisha Charmaine here on YouTube. She's a lock natural. She does tons of videos relating to locks. So if you wanted to check her out, I'll leave a link to her channel in the description box for you guys so you can check her out. But as far as that comment, right now, I don't know. I'm just basically taking it as I go along, and I'm just gonna see how it goes. I don't know how it's gonna look. Sun-Kissed Empress asks, what do you plan on doing with the locks that your doctor had cut from the back? I just plan on playing around with them, coloring them, seeing how they would work as clip-ins, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Lady Dimples 88 asks, how do you remove lint from your locks and ways to prevent it? I actually have a video on that. I'll leave a link in the description box for you so you can check it out. I actually have 2 videos. I have one video and a bonus video. Slater 316 asks, was it hard for you to make the decision to go through with the procedure? What pro or con did you weigh when making the decision? How do you plan to avoid the same occurrence? What are your plans for the new hair? Wow, that's a lot of questions. Okay, was it hard for you to make the decision to go through with the procedure? No. This is something I've wanted to do since I've seen Destiny Godly do it and how successful it was for her. So once I saw the progress that her hair had, there was no doubt in my mind. What pro or con did you weigh when making the decision? Well, a pro would be I would have some edges. A con that I definitely thought about was the back of my head and whether it would just feel empty. But I actually have no problems. There's going to be hair that's going to grow back. As a matter of fact, I feel some new growth coming in right now, and it's going to cover up the scar and everything like that. So I have nothing to worry about in that arena. However, if I did want to give myself a shorter haircut, I'm worried that the scar would be more pronounced. But I'm using the Mederma a lot, and hopefully that would help me out. How do you plan to avoid the same occurrence? Well, how do I plan to avoid the same occurrence? I would definitely not retwist my hair as often. As a matter of fact, I don't even retwist my hair often anymore anyway. I want to do retwists every 2 months now. So I'm basically going to be doing this semi-free-forming thing and then do a little light retwisting and then that sort of thing. Be sure to check out my blog, jazzyrose.com, for all of the pictures, because Alan took a lot of photos for me, and I just took a lot of photos from the entire month on this whole experience that I've had. All in all, I don't regret it at all. I'm looking forward to the future and looking forward to showing off my edges. So that is all for this video today. If you want a second month hair update, like this video. Please share this video with everyone you know who might be going through this issue. I know for me, coming out and just telling you guys my issue, it was really traumatic for me. But once I got it out and I got all this support from you guys, I feel so much stronger and just so much lighter, because I just feel like all the weight has lifted off of my shoulders. So share this video with anyone who you feel might be going through the same issue that I'm going through, and also share this video with anyone who you feel might be overdoing it with their hair, as far as tight hairstyles, over twisting and that sort of thing, so that they can possibly stop doing whatever it is they're doing. I should be back with another video on Sunday, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.
I keep my head high. I got my wings to carry me. I don't know freedom